Hello, welcome to my video. It's the early hours of the morning. Husband's upstairs fast asleep and I'm wide awake. I think the main reason is my daughter's doing 3 nights. She's a student nurse, doing 3 nights in the emergency department, and you know, city centres, well, busy town, big town centre, accident and emergency department is can't imagine it being very nice during the night. She's already dealt with, she texted me during a break, a severe domestic violence incident, cardiac arrest, a lady on end-of-life care with sepsis, and I know at 2 o'clock she's going into like the, so she's been in resource, but at 2 o'clock she's going into the sort of the front reception room where everybody walks in. And although they're seen by the receptionist, etc., and triage, should be part of that sort of first team that to greet the patient. So I think I'm just thinking about her. I haven't been a nurse myself for so long and done these night shifts. I know what it's like. Anyway, round beads. Oop. Stuck on there then. Round beads. Wow. A tiny one as well. Oh, that one's come undone. Let's take it off. Well, it's not a tiny one anymore. Obviously not stuck that one very well, have I? Right, we'll scrap that one. But round beads, how do we make these? Well, these are not easy to make. I've got some others. Yeah, I've got some others in here. Got one there. This is one I did earlier this evening. And I'm going to show you how I made it. So, first of all, no matter what I've done, whatever system I've used, I always come back to 5 strips of paper. Now tonight, I'm not going to be talking inches, I'm not going to be talking centimetres, I'm going to be talking millimetres. So you can see we've got a straight edge and a curved edge, the tapered edge. So this is wider than there. So I started off at, was it 1.5? Can't remember now. Is it 1.5 centimetres? Two centimetres, which is 20 millimetres. So that one, so yeah, not centimetres, not inches, but we're down to millimetres tonight. So that is 20 millimetres, 2 centimetres. This end, I've taken it down by approximately 5 millimetres. So the next one will be 15, so that'll end at 15 millimetres. This will start at 15 millimetres. That comes down to 10 millimetres, which is 1 centimetre. There we go, 1 centimetre to half a centimetre, half a centimetre to about 1/4 centimetre, and 1/4 centimetre to the point. It's quite a mathematical journey, this one. So what I'm going to do is, I find the best way of doing this, because we're using so much, is to use the diamond glaze as I go along instead of just at the end. For example, the tiny bead that you saw I didn't use the diamond glaze as I went along, and that's the one that's just pulled apart. And the work that goes into these, you certainly do want to, or you don't want it coming apart. So I've started with my 2 centimetre, 20 millimetres, down to 1.5 centimetres. And I am just going to bob. I know I said on the others don't bother with the glue, but this one, I just feel you need to. And as diamond glaze is a fixative, we might as well just go straight into the diamond glaze. And just keep winding around like we did in the last video, which I will put a link to below. Just keep winding around, watching those sides come in. Because you're using the fixative now, you need to be really, really careful watching your ends. Because this is such a gradual taper down, you're not going to see a lot at the beginning. So after I did the video late this morning, I actually went to bed and crashed out for about 4 hours. So when I've woke up, I actually feel a little bit better, which is good. So we just keep winding that around. And we've just got a very slight coming in on each side. Let's just go back a bit. You need to, yeah, you do need to work quite quickly. So if you find it going out of kaflunta, you can make amends. This is one bead that I need to practice more this round on. I don't know if anybody has ever tried them or if you've tried the saucer beads. Ooh, like the flying saucer ones, and I find them particularly difficult. I'm just putting some more diamond glaze on. Then I'm starting with the 1.5 to 1 centimetre strip of paper. This is antique paper actually. It's from the boys' own journal. I think it's 1870. I bought these journals to make some, well, the books to make journals for my two of my little great nephews. I did them like family tree journals. Lovely, really lovely. Put all sorts of really, well, really interesting facts. Not interesting sort of family facts, things that just might get lost over time. Things like members of our family were one of the creators of founders of a local brass band. It might not sound basically interesting to you, but for Lancashire heritage it is quite a big thing. You can see it's starting to slowly come in now on each side. Yeah, so for our Lancashire heritage it is. So, and I put right, so I think we're on 10 millimetres now, 1 centimetre. Let's put a bit of diamond glaze on. Yeah, we have, my mum my mum was evacuated to the UK to England from the Channel Islands, the Second World War, and she'd sort of written a story about herself, which she gave me. And so I asked her, was I all right to copy it? She said I hadn't. She said I had to put it away safely for if I ever wanted to write a book. So I had to put it away safely, but I asked her if I could copy it, you know, for these two little nephews to put it in their books. So I copied it and I made some like journal pages out of it. Looked really good. My brother was like, not my brother. Yeah, my brother who is the grandfather of these two little boys was like, where did you get this story from? From Mum. Why did she not give it to me? Why have we not seen this story before? Because she gave it to me for safekeeping. So just keep watching this shape. I don't know if it's the paper or think it is the paper there that's just... It has got a rounded shape, but it looks like there's more of a ridge. Let's just go back. So yeah, they're like, why have I not got this story? Because Mum gave it to me. I am the keeper of the story. We've all... Not happy with that bit there. I'm going to put some diamond glaze on just to... It might be better, you know, to stick it down and mould it. Yeah, we've all got copies of the family trees. My mum had them done for her 60th birthday. That's better now. It's sort of moulding better into shape, sticking down. Yeah, my mum and dad had their family trees done for 60th birthdays. They had them done professionally. But I've like got the master ones. When my dad passed away 6 years ago, my mum gave me the master ones. And they've got in the all the bits and pieces, extra pieces, like my mum's story written down. So I've got that. And then there's, I'm just going to diamond glaze over this. You sort of got to keep working at this one as you go along, this round one. Keep moulding it into the shape you want it to be. Anyway, yeah, so I've got that. Today she rang me up and she said, oh, I've got something else for you to put with the family trees. And it's a book on the history of Guernsey, because that's where she's from. I see it's still just a bit off there. Very pedantic me about things looking right. So we're talking. Yeah, so she's got this book on the history of the Channel Islands, which she's going to let me put with the stuff, the family stuff. But in there is, within the book is our families mentioned, which is nice. So again, start at the, so I'm on the half a centimetre, 0.5 millimetres, which goes down to about 2 or 3 millimetres. I'll go round again. Carry on where we left off. Yeah, so our family is mentioned in there. Because my family got a dispensation from Queen Elizabeth I in the 1500s to live on the island. And also they were pirateers, so they were official pirates. So they worked for the Queen. Pirating. Getting gold and things, probably, I would imagine, off the Spanish. The Portuguese. Yes, my family were official pirates, courtesy of Queen Elizabeth I. And they also, before that, they were from Normandy in France, and they actually came over to England with, is it starting to get its round shape now? They came over to England with William the Conqueror back in 1066 when he conquered England. This is a suit of armour worn by a member of the Lenne family when they invaded in 1066, and that's in the museum in the Channel Islands in Guernsey. So, got quite a little bit of interest in history. Yeah, my mum's family is also the Medlicots of Shropshire, and all Medlicots of Shropshire are related to Diana, our beautiful Diana. She was a Princess of Wales, and she was Princess Diana, mother of William and Harry. It's can you see the circle? So I've got the little tiny thin one there going round there, and our circle. I'm just not so happy with that bit there. So we've got our circle forming nicely, our round bead. However, I do need more practice. It's probably because it's the middle of the night and I'm come down. Oh, it's gone loose. Yeah, so anybody who is a Medlicott of Shropshire, of which my mum's family is, from her mother's side, it was her father that's from a Channel Islander, a true Channel Islander. So my nana ended up there because her father was in the army and he went to Guernsey. That's where my nana met my grandfather. But my grandfather's, the Lenné, was a true Channel Islander. So my nana's side was the Medlicott, which means we are related to Diana, our people's princess. So that was lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm just sort of doing a bit of moving and moulding. It's not a perfect circle, this one, but it's getting there. Yeah? Do you agree it's getting there? It's getting there for like 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's take it off there. You have to be so careful taking them off. Give it a bit of a squeeze in. Oh, I just feel this one side. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be really cheeky. I'm just going to put another piece of paper around it. If it doesn't work, then I'll just not publish this video. If it does work, it will be published. It's just that little bit there. That one little bit. See if we can just sort that out. After all, somebody said, I was listening to Eva on Bohemian Crafting, and she said, oh, we get so worked up and sort of not so much cross at our work, but upset if it's not perfect, when actually it's paper. It's only paper. And if you don't do it right, you don't do it right. That's just how it is. You can patch it up, you can cut it up, you can cover it with something else. You know, it doesn't really matter. Let's just take this sliver, just put it round. Aha! That is going to work. I do believe that that is going to work. It just felt as though I had a bit missing there. Getting there. We are definitely getting there. Oh, yes, we are. Yeah, so she started making some things, Eva on Bohemian Crafting, without even measuring or anything, because we really do get hung up, don't we, on measuring. People just love measurements. I don't, as you can tell. My mum does. My mum is an avid measurer. But that's how she was brought up. That's how she was taught. But ultimately, yeah, it's paper. It's paper, that's all. Here we are. Not quite the witching hour in the UK. Me talking about my family tree. Fixing a bead that's supposed to be circular and isn't. Some more diamond glaze. My mum, in these books, she's given me one as well, in the Guernsey book. She said, I know you'll love this. And it's actually history of, we've got the history of Guernsey, but it's history of witchcraft in Guernsey as well, and folklore. So I look forward to reading that. They're pretty vintage books, the books that my mum bought when she was younger. So the books that I'll never, ever, ever cut up. Boots that I will sort of treasure forever and ever and ever. Right, come on, Sharon, sort yourself out. I could just cover this bead in loads and loads of Angelina fibres or something, and nobody would know any different. Nobody would know of my attempts. I'm getting there, everybody. Oh, it keeps coming unstuck. This is turning into a video very, very much like the tickets debacle. Do you remember the ticket debacle? Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm going to actually put some diamond glaze in my hand. I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to just roll it around. People will be thinking, oof, oof, there we go. It's virtually a circle. Squash it in a bit. Could always just get to those ends, couldn't we, and squash them. There we go. Wonderful. I'm going to put it on my cocktail stick. Ta-da! I'm going to get my diamond glaze and paint it. Oh. I'm just going to show you how I did a triangular bead. Yes, it's all happening here tonight. And then tomorrow I'm going to show you how I did let's just stick that in the potato. Tomorrow I'm going to show you how I did this one. This is my favourite one. Just too frightened to use that. That's some Edith Holden paper. So triangular beads. Got one. Whoop. One. These are ones I did earlier. Two. And three. So I did that out of some scrap, and this is out of some scrap Edith Holden. Those have gone really nice and shiny. I will do a video at some point showing you how I'm going to use these. I'm going to pop them in my jar. So all I did here was take a piece of scrap paper. We've got the right angle there where it's cut on the straight. This is 2 centimetres. Then it comes down. I've cut it on an angle to a point. So what you need to do is turn it so the flat side is on your right. You put that in. This is if you're right-handed. Right, so you put it in your, and do it on your cocktail stick or on your little doodah gizmo here, and put that in. And then this is easier than a cocktail stick because you've got this right hand side. Now whereas before we sort of wound it so that the point ended in the middle, we're going to keep this flat side, not the tapered end, the flat side here. I'm just going to keep doing this. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing the witchcraft book. wonder if we mentioned in that. My mum wouldn't have told me that bit. It's very, start again. It's very thick paper, this. My family, my grandma, my nana, who was from England, her family originates, although she was born in Tynemouth, her family all sort of originate from Devon, Cornwall, Somerset. Now in the UK, that is very much our land of mystery and legend. It's our King Arthur. Because this is quite thick. I know I said before I don't put glue halfway through. Because of the shape, the triangular shape of this, I'm going to put some glue. Yeah, so the area where my nan comes from is the area of mystery, like Avalon. And in fact, where she lived, part of her family lived, was very close to Glastonbury and what is believed to be Avalon. So keep that lined up down there. So yeah, so Nana lived in that, and her family are all from the sort of legend and folklore part of England. So they are very believe in magic and mystery, and my nana did. However, my grandfather on the Channel Islands is very strict Salvation Army. Absolutely did not believe or condone or anything to do with magic and mystery. So it wasn't allowed to be talked about. So although I doubt my nana's family obviously were nothing to do with witches of Guernsey, because they weren't there. They were down south. They were down near Avalon and what have you. What was Avalon? I'm sure there must have been some magic and mystery in their family somewhere. There we've got the diamond-shaped bead. Very, very carefully take this out. There we go. You see? So it's like a cone. When I published my last video on bead making, Carol said that she makes her beads from magazine paper. I thought, oh, I bet that looks nice. She gets some really good colour effects, she said, by using magazine paper. I'm sealing it all now with my diamond glaze. I'm going to have a go with magazine paper. So, yeah, I have got some other things from my family as well I could tell you about. My husband's family, we've got a saint. I know, he was made a saint posthumously in the 1970s. We've got relations who worked for Henry VIII. We've got relations who married into the Stuart family of... I'm over here brushing this, not... The Stuart family of the Kings of Scotland. So quite a good mix. So those have to be for another time. So just a little video there showing you about round beads and how difficult they are to make. No wonder there's not many videos about them online. And the triangular shaped beads. So there we go. There's our round bead again. Looking rather resplendent. You could, I think I could always just trim it down a little bit at each side. You know, for that round shape. It's feeling very hard anyway. So yeah. Oh, we've done family trees right back. Right, way back. So yeah, I'll share that with you another time. So I hope you have enjoyed watching my video, listening to me babbling on about my family tree. I'd love to hear about your family trees. Especially if there's anyone from the Channel Islands and anyone who was a pirateer. Well, not that you were a pirateer, but your ancestors were pirateers. I'd love to hear from you. My family name was Lane, that's L-A-I-N-E, with a little apostrophe over the E. And I believe that means wool in French. I know laine, L-A-I-N-E, is wool. I don't know if the little apostrophe changes it. So any laines out there, I believe quite a few of them went to live in Canada, became French Canadians. So any laines, give me a shout. I'm an Alexander, and I'm Sharon Alexander, and this is Be Divine Vintage. This is my lovely bead collection coming along nicely. And tomorrow, I show you the double bead. I'm now going to make myself some hot milk and think about my beautiful girl in the ED department. So thank you so much for watching. See you again soon. Bye bye.